He's the bluesy rock star known best for his mom-friendly fan base and Grammy-winning hits like Your Body is a Wonderland. But over the past 5 years, John Mayer has become a bona fide messiah on the streetwear scene too. Famed for his huge collection of visvim, rumor has it he owns more than the brand's founder Hiroki Nakamura does, he's shaken up the rigid rock world with his hype-friendly, colorful fits and an encyclopedic knowledge of Asia's streetwear scene. The 40-year-old singer-songwriter and guitarist has even spoken about his love for jumping on sneaker drops in the past. He once told Nike they make him more excited than going to a Mercedes dealership. Hell, if you've got the cash to spend on a new Benz, why wouldn't you spend it on some Supreme too? So from his on-stage outfits to his fashion-friendly Instagram feed, these are 10 of John Mayer's finest style moments. Number 1. All visvim everything. We all know John is one of visvim's biggest fans, and he's certainly proved it with this fit pic he posted on Instagram earlier this year. From his cargo pants to his suede Watanabe boots, John's dressed head to toe at Nakamura's storied streetwear brand. But it's the patterned FW18 kimono that everybody's vying for. Our tip for pulling it off? Layer it over simple pieces, just like Mayer does. Number 2. Low-key street style king. In this paparazzi shot, John proves he's in the know by wearing one standout piece, a pink box fit hoodie, with oversized laces for drawstrings by Japanese cold brand Kapital. He complements it with a pair of crisp black trousers and some off-white Nike Air Max 90 kicks, gifted to the Rockstar by Virgil himself. Number 3. The first-class flyer look. Here Mayer shows us how to look slick while keeping comfortable on a long-haul flight. In this look spotted after touching down in Rio de Janeiro, John layers a two-piece floral get-up from Kapital over a simple gray tee. His bold red slippers are yet another visvim cop. Crazily on trend for spring-summer 2018, this is a perfect look for a streetwear fan heading someplace sunny. Number 4. His retro summer fit. Anybody who's kept an eye on Demna at Balenciaga knows that track jackets and retro colorways are in for spring-summer 18. While in Rio, John was spotted rocking this eye-catching vintage jacket and short fit, the kind you could find at your own local vintage store. Making it more luxurious, he paired it with a Louis Vuitton backpack and some ACRONYM x Nike Air Prestos. This is a lot of color to pull off if you're not a man like Mayer, so streetwear fans, wear it wisely. Number 5. His Millennial Pink Valentine look. He might be a streetwear obsessive, but John Mayer rarely shows off luxury sports looks. This one here is the exception. Appropriately, for a Valentine's Day Instagram post, John flexed this millennial pink outfit from the Italian brand Stone Island, complete with technical sweatpants and zip-through hoodie. We know real men wear pink, but John stopped short of looking like a candy wrapper by wearing Adidas's Superstar silhouette, made in collaboration with 2 of his favorite brands, Bape and Neighborhood. Number 6. His tie-dye take on Supreme XLV. We've never felt more broke than when John Mayer turned his $500 tee from the Supreme x Louis Vuitton collab into an art project. He wore the tee on stage in Phoenix last summer, flexing the 70s pastel dye job with some cargo pants from Nike's outdoor-friendly ACG brand and some mountaineering-style sneakers from Louis Vuitton. Either way, it seems like he's been spending a little too much time with Online Ceramics, the DIY t-shirt brand that Mayer collaborated with on some crazy tie-dye merch for his band Dead & Company last year. Number 7. His 1 out of 1 Yeezy Season 4 boots. If it weren't for the hyped brands John Mayer so often wears, he could easily get away with dressing like every other dude his age. But on stage, he makes the t-shirt and blue jeans cool again. At a Denver stop on his recent tour, he paired a basic look with some mountain boots from Yeezy Season 4 in the classic camel colorway. If that wasn't cool enough, after the show, he handed them over to illustrator Matt McCormick, who transformed them into a sick one-off work of art that we all want to get our hands on. Number 8. His laid-back polo bear look. If you needed more evidence that John can do low-key, check out this look. His nuanced, mom-friendly take on the Ralph Lauren polo bear trend is simple. Just a vintage sweater with some distressed denim, courtesy of Double Taps. But look closer. John is casually flexing the ice on his wrist, an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak watch in platinum, costing a cool $280,000. Number 9. His snowy streetwear in Montana look. Even when this Grammy star is off duty, you can still spot him wearing some of the best outfits on Instagram. On Christmas, Mayer headed back home to Montana for vacation, but came prepped with some snow-friendly looks. Here, He layers a multicolored shearling trim jacket from Kapital over a long-sleeve tee, bearing a quote from none other than Bob Marley. Clearly it's one of his favorites, as he's been spotted in it before. Low-key and loose gray slacks finish off this hype-friendly look. Number 10. His Pickle Rick Air Max. Like most of us, John's love of streetwear started with his sneaker collection. While he's branched out, he still loves a classic pair of Nike Air Max. He recently launched his own unofficial collection inspired by his favorite show, Rick and Morty. The latest colorway, called Pickle Rick, pairs a forest green base with a deep red tick and fluorescent accents and can be bought through Nike ID. If you want to cop the whole fit, his cuffed camo sweatpants are from Double Taps, but you might have some trouble getting your hands on that jacket. It's a vintage Noragi, and knowing John's love for starting trends rather than following them, don't be surprised if it's a rare one of a kind. Instead, if you want to jump on John's favorite brand, visvim will always have a few in their roster. For more on John Mayer and more on streetwear, visit Highsnobiety.com.